Today's lesson is called Facts About Viruses. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're going to continue talking about viruses. Viruses are scary. People get really frightened when they hear the word virus. And we've heard mention of lots of different viruses out there. SARS-CoV-2, the H1N1 virus. But, that's just the tip of the icebergs. There are still lots of other viruses out there as well. And now we've got something even worse to deal with. I guess we're getting some ancient viruses coming from glaciers that are melting. My goodness, are we all doomed? Are viruses going to take over the Earth eventually?
I don't think so. That sounds far-fetched. Viruses, for the most part, what I've heard, let's say with the coronavirus. Let's say someone sneezes on a surface, okay? They've got the coronavirus, they sneeze on that surface. All of the viruses in that snot or in that spit that person has sneezed out, on that surface there, they're only going to be able to live from 2 to 8 hours. So even if you froze them, would they still be alive? Maybe, but it sounds far-fetched. So the return of ancient viruses, I don't know about that. That sounds like a stretch to me. Anyways, though, I am willing to learn more. And yes, when we come back from a short break, we are going to read a portion of our article titled Return of the Ancient Viruses. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Return of the Ancient Viruses. As glaciers melt due to climate change, scientists are discovering viruses that have been frozen for thousands of years. Just recently, some scientists stumbled upon 28 viruses that had been trapped in ice in Tibet. Although it's scary to think that these viruses can wake up and harm us, studying those samples allows scientists to prepare for future outbreaks.
各位好，第一部分我们看到动词 stumble 指绊倒、踉跄而行。例如 Ryan stumbled while climbing the stairs outside his house. Ryan 在家门外爬上阶梯时绊倒了。或是 Alan stumbled many times in the early stages of his career as an actor. Alan 在演员生涯初期跌跌撞撞了许多次。另外，补充相关片语 stumble across or on or upon 加名词就表示意外发现碰巧遇见，像是 Carl stumbled across a priceless antique vase at the yard sale. Carl 在后院拍卖中意外发现一个价格不菲的古董花瓶，或是 Explorers stumbled upon an isolated tribe in the Brazilian rainforest. 探险家们在巴西雨林碰巧遇见一个与世隔绝的部族。
All right, let's talk about the first example of some new ancient viruses that seem to be making a comeback. Hopefully they aren't making a comeback. Maybe the scientists have just discovered them and they haven't spread out throughout the world. But let's talk about the return of the ancient viruses. As glaciers melt due to climate change, scientists are discovering viruses that have been frozen for thousands of years. Of course, we know what a glacier is. I've heard some people pronounce this word as glacier, but Americans say glacier, which in Chinese is like a river of ice. That's what you guys describe a glacier as being. There are glaciers in various parts of the world still, and they are melting because of climate change. And when that happens, we've got scientists studying them, and they're discovering some viruses frozen in the ice that have been there for thousands of years, and now they are seeing the light of day.
How cool is that, you'd think? Okay, these glaciers are melting. So, sure, scientists who study the weather and stuff like that, they're going to show up, they're going to investigate. But apparently there are some doctors on the scene as well, or maybe some microbiologists or virologists, people who study viruses. Yeah, apparently these glaciers are melting due to climate change, and people are finding viruses that have been frozen for thousands of years. By the way, I'm still skeptical. Are these viruses going to wake up, so to speak, and kill us all? Probably not. Okay, it stands to reason that they're going to be dead like everything else that gets frozen by glaciers and stuff like that. Like, every once in a while in Siberia, people uncover the frozen corpse of a woolly mammoth, and no one thinks, oh, that frozen woolly mammoth is going to wake up and wreak havoc. That just doesn't make sense to me. So maybe some of these viruses can survive because they're very simple. But if that's the case, are they going to be able to infect us? Will they live long enough to infect us? I don't think so. I, again, am skeptical.
Yeah, we're all getting really scared about these viruses. But yeah, I guess Jeff here is trying to tell us to stay cool, stay calm. We shouldn't really worry too much about this stuff. But indeed, as it says here, the glaciers are melting due to climate change, and there's some new viruses being discovered by scientists. And just recently, some scientists stumbled upon 28 viruses that had been trapped in ice in Tibet. So they stumbled upon those viruses, which means they just kind of came across them by accident. They weren't actually looking for those viruses. They just happened to see them. Hey, look over there. I was walking down this path on top of this glacier here, and I noticed something kind of strange and unusual over there, and I went to check it out, and it turned out to be 28 viruses that nobody knows about.
Now, that's hilarious there, Roger. You were walking down a path and you saw 28 viruses. Maybe you stumble across something that you can actually see with your naked eye, okay? Oh, gosh, I was there in Tibet and I stumbled across an abandoned camp, okay? You were walking around there, and you stumbled upon this abandoned camp. You didn't know it was going to be there. It surprised you to see that, but how can you see 28 viruses if you're not looking for them? Remember, viruses are unbelievably small. You need high-powered microscopes in order to see viruses. So how do you stumble across 28 viruses? It sounds to me as though these scientists were looking for viruses, or at least looking for very small things for one reason or another. Anyways, these scientists stumbled upon 28 viruses that had been trapped in ice in Tibet. And although it's scary to think that these viruses can wake up and harm us, studying those samples allows scientists to prepare for future outbreaks. So there you go. They study these viruses. They learn about them, and that's going to help us out. Are they going to wake up and harm us? Is the zombie apocalypse upon us? Again, I remain skeptical.
But remember, viruses are not living things, so maybe they don't have to wake up. Maybe they can still harm us in any case, but we'd have to do more research on that, and we're not scientists here. We're just English teachers here. But indeed, the scientists can study those samples so that we can learn more about viruses and how to develop medicines to stop them. So it's probably a good thing at the end of the day. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson. Let's find out now in the second part all about a mystery virus.
A mystery virus. In other viral news, earlier this year, scientists discovered a virus in Brazil that they couldn't identify. After studying the virus, which was located in a lake, the scientists found that the majority of its genes had never been recorded in viral research before.
Anyways, these viruses that people found there in ice there in Tibet, they sound pretty cool to me, and scientists are studying them to learn more about viruses. Now, speaking of viruses, new viruses that scientists just don't know anything about, okay, let's talk about a mystery virus right now. Yes, a mystery virus is a virus that is a mystery. Even people who have studied viruses before have no idea what to make of this virus. Yeah, the next part of our lesson is called a mystery virus. Yeah, in other viral news, earlier this year, scientists discovered a virus in Brazil that they couldn't identify. So experts took a look at this virus and they thought, I don't know what that is. In all my years of research, I've never seen anything quite like this virus. It truly is a mystery.
Yep, we're talking about the viral news, or news having to do with viruses. Of course, if you spend a lot of time on the internet, you know things go viral. Hey, that new video has gone viral. In other words, it's now known all over the world. It's been transmitted, it's been spread to various parts of the world. But again, we've got this mystery virus in Brazil that the scientists discovered, but they couldn't identify it. What the heck is this virus? We've never seen it before. And after studying the virus, which was located in a lake, the scientists found that the majority of its genes had never been recorded in viral research before. So yes, they kind of discovered a new virus there in this lake in Brazil. Hopefully, people had not been swimming in this lake. Otherwise, the virus would have gotten into those people, and now it's spread all throughout Brazil, and who knows when it's going to spread to the rest of the world. Hopefully it's going to stay in that lake there, but they did not know anything about its genes. They had never seen them before. They were never recorded in viral research, and I suppose scientists who study viruses record all their research in scientific journals so other scientists know about them.
Again, everyone, no cause for alarm. Maybe this virus stays in this lake in Brazil, okay? Or maybe somehow it gets out. Do we know whether or not it can spread from human to human? Can it hurt humans when it infects them? We don't know. But we do know that this virus is a mystery, okay? We don't know what it is because scientists examined this particular virus and they thought, hey, that's weird. Its genes are very unique. We've never seen anything like this in viral research up to this point in time. We've never seen anything like this before. So how cool is that? All right, everyone, with that, it is time for us to take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be wrapping up our article on viruses.
The good guys. The word virus comes from a Latin word for poison, which is an appropriate name for something that can make us gravely ill. Still, some viruses can be beneficial. For example, viruses known as bacteriophages are not only harmless to humans, but they kill bacteria that can make people sick. As the facts show, viruses are a complex matter. Rather than panicking at the mere mention of their name, we do better to maintain a rational attitude and learn as much as we can about them.
第三部分，我们看到单字 gravely 这个字是副词，指严重的、严肃的。例如 Pat's arm was gravely injured, so we took him to the hospital. Pat 的手臂严重受伤，所以我们带他去医院。或是 William shakes his head gravely to the children.William 严肃地向孩子们摇摇头。另外，这个字去掉字尾 ly 就成了形容词 grave， 意思是严重的、重大的。像是 If this issue is not resolved, it could have grave consequences. 如果这项问题没有解决，可能会造成严重的后果。或是 Several environmentalists make grave predictions on global warming. 几位环境专家对全球暖化做出重大预测。接着我们看到名词beneficial 指有益的、有利的，后面可接 to or for 加名词。举例来说 Simon found that eating more vegetables was beneficial to his overall health. Simon 发现多吃蔬菜有助整体健康。或是 Some people believe bathing in hot springs is beneficial for your health. 有些人相信泡温泉对健康有益。再来我们看到片语 rather than表示而非点点点，而不是点点点。举例来说 Drew likes watching sports rather than soap operas on TV. Drew 喜欢电视的运动节目而非肥皂剧。或是 I chose to do my homework on Saturday rather than waiting until Sunday night. 我选择在星期六做作业，而不是等到星期天晚上。另外补充一个同义片语 instead of 加名词或动词 ing， 像是Julia takes the MRT instead of the bus. Julia 搭乘捷运而非公车。或是 Instead of going out to eat at a restaurant, we ordered pizza. 我们订了 pizza 而不是去外面的餐厅用餐。最后我们看到形容词 rational 指理性的、合理的。我们可以说 I will not argue with Stephen because he refuses to be rational. 我不要跟 Stephen 争论，因为他拒绝保持理性。或是 My father thought it was a rational decision for me. 我父亲认为这对我来说是个合理的决定。
Okay, again, when you hear the word virus, you think it means something bad. But, when you hear the word bacteria, yeah, we think they're bad, but we also are told by our teachers and by scientists that, hey, some kinds of bacteria are actually good for us. They aid in digestion and stuff like that in our bodies. So the same goes for viruses as well. They're not all bad. Some of them are good. So let's talk about the good guys, okay? The viruses that are wearing white hats. The word virus comes from a Latin word for poison, which is an appropriate name for something that can make us gravely ill. So that's the origin of the word virus. It comes from a Latin word which means poison, and that seems to be a suitable, appropriate name for something that can make us really, really sick. Appropriate means suitable, okay? We need to give this book an appropriate title. For example, if you're writing a book and you're thinking of a title that will reflect the story so that you can sell a lot of copies, yes, you would need a suitable, appropriate title.
Yeah. The word virus comes from a Latin word that means poisonous, and this makes sense, okay? This seems like an appropriate name. Why? Because the first thing we think, oh, virus, that's bad, that's something that can make me, or make us, I should say, very ill. By the way, if you are gravely ill, you might be sick enough that you could die.
Yeah, think of the word grave there. That's where you're buried when you're dead. Now, still, some viruses can be beneficial. So, indeed, some viruses can make us really sick, but some can actually help us. Beneficial means it provides benefits. It's good for us. Yeah, bacteria, for example, can be beneficial. It can help us out, even though it sounds scary.
There you go. Some bacteria there are beneficial. They are good for us. By the way, beneficial is the adjective. Benefit, that would be either the noun or verb form of this particular word. Yes, if something is a benefit, it's good for us. It benefits us, or it is beneficial. Anyways, yeah. Bacteria can be beneficial to us, and viruses can be too. Yeah, for example, viruses known as bacteriophages are not only harmless to humans, but they kill bacteria that can make people sick.
So, yeah, if we just, set them at each other, make the viruses fight the bacteria instead of fighting us, then it can be beneficial.
There you go. Anyways, let's start to wrap up our lesson on viruses. As the facts show, viruses are a complex matter. Yeah, viruses. Are they all bad? No. Can they be bad? Yes. Are they alive? Ooh, I'm not sure. Yes, viruses are a complicated, complex matter. When you're discussing viruses, gosh, there's a lot that we don't know, and there's also a lot that we can be irrationally scared about. So it behooves us to be as objective as possible.
It does, okay, so we should not panic. Rather than panicking at the mere mention of their name, we'd do better to maintain a rational attitude. So we'd do better. It would be better for us to do this sort of thing. This is an interesting pattern here. It just means we can do something better. It would be better for us to do something instead of accepting a previous situation. For example, back in high school, my brother brought home his girlfriend and introduced her to my parents. And my brother said, "Hey, what do you think of my new girlfriend?" And they said, "Oh, you could do better. She's really got nothing in common with you, so we really think you should go out and try to find someone else." But indeed, we would do better to continue to be rational. Let's be logical about this. Let's not get emotional. Let's not jump to conclusions. Yeah, maintain or keep a rational attitude, be scientific, and learn as much as we can about those viruses so they won't hurt us in the end.
There you go. Be logical, be sensible, okay? Keep a rational attitude, even when you're talking about something as seemingly scary as viruses. All right, everyone, with that, our lesson is now in the books, and it's time for you guys to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。病毒是很复杂的东西，那课文最后就建议我们不要光是提到病毒就感到恐慌。We'd do better to maintain a rational attitude and learn as much as we can about them. 保持理性态度，并且尽可能对病毒有更多了解，是更明智的做法。那这边用到 somebody would do better 表示某人做什么什么会更明智更好，那么之后可以接不定词 to 加原形动词，这等同于 It would be wiser to 怎么样怎么样。例如 You would do better to leave now if you don't want to get caught in rush hour traffic. 如果你不想碰到交通尖峰时段，现在出发会更好，这是更明智的做法。好，那顺便补充两个跟 better 相关的用法哦。第一个要补充的是 had better， 它后面是接原形动词来表达最好怎么样怎么样，这是用来表达建议或是规劝。虽然我们看到这个用语当中有过去式助动词 had， 不过 had better 是用来建议现在或未来该怎么做。那么 had 可以跟人称主格代名词缩写成撇 d， 像是 I'd better 怎么样， You'd better 怎么样怎么样。例如 You'd better tell her the truth， 你最好跟她说实话，最好把真相告诉她。那这边要补充一下，其实在口语中 had 常常会被省略不用，像 You better not 就表示说你最好不要，你最好不要这么做。第二个补充的用法是 better off， 它是当形容词来用，来表达说状况更好，情况好转。我们常常会在 better off 后面接 with 或是 without 加名词，像是 Ryan is better off without his ex-girlfriend。 Ryan 没有前女友过得更好。好，那么另外如果在 better off 后面加动词 ing， 则是用来表达最好怎么样，不如怎么样怎么样。这样的句型是用来建议劝告某人做某事。举例来说 It's burning hot outside. You'd be better off staying at home. 外面超热的，你最好待在家里哦。好，那么另外要介绍的是表达尽可能的句型。好，第一种句型呢是在 as 什么什么 as possible 或者是 as 什么什么 as one can 中间接形容词或副词来表达尽量怎么样，尽可能怎么样。像课文里面用到 learn as much as we can， 就相当于learn as much as possible 来表达尽可能多了解。那我们来造两个例句。I'll pay you back as soon as possible. 我会尽快还你钱的。She keeps her bedroom as clean as she can. 她尽可能的让房间来保持干净。第二种句型是在 as 什么什么 as possible 或是 as 什么什么 as one can 中间加上 many 加复数可数名词，或是 much 加上不可数名词来表达尽可能多怎么样。我们同样来看两个例句哦。The doctor advised her to get as much rest as possible. 医生建议她尽可能多休息。Kevin tries to read as many books as he can in his free time. Kevin 设法在空闲时间尽可能多看书。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Glacier.
Most glaciers are located in Antarctica, Greenland, and the Canadian Arctic.
Stumble. While hiking in the forest, we stumbled across animals such as birds and deer. Appropriate. This film is quite scary and may not be appropriate for children to watch. Gravely. Gary was gravely injured in the car accident, and the doctor said it would take a long time for him to recover. Beneficial. Regular exercise will have beneficial effects on your overall health. Rational. He made the decision based on emotion rather than rational thought.
Discussion Starter starts now!
And now it's time for our discussion starter. Hey, Roger, do you think people are right to be fearful of viruses? Why or why not?
Well, I think we should not panic over viruses because there are lots and lots of them, and we have trained scientists out there, and we have responsible political leaders who care more about us than themselves. So yeah, I don't think we should worry too much about them. We're going to be well taken care of. How about you?
Well, I believe that we should be afraid of some viruses because some viruses can make us gravely ill. Now, that's not the same as saying I believe that we should be scared of all viruses. That wouldn't be a rational way of looking at things. Know where the danger is and take steps to prevent that danger from affecting you. Otherwise, relax. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.